Across the Desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
So on our Across the Desk feature this morning, I'm hosting founders of startup companies because that's quite a journey, isn't it? And I want us to just have them take us through their entrepreneurial journey because, we see a surge of young innovators turning their passions into thriving businesses. We see that across the country, and those businesses are reshaping industries. They're creating jobs along the way. So today I'm joined by two entrepreneurs who are doing just that, each transforming everyday experiences into something extraordinary. We've got Zanda Isaacs, who is the co-founder of Ting tea, a mother-daughter tea brand that's rooted in indigenous herbal knowledge, wellness, and ethically sourced blends. We also have Prudence Mabaso, who is the founder of Kitchen Wrap, a company dedicated to revamping kitchens and other spaces through stylish, durable wrapping and DIY transformations. And if maybe you've started your own business, maybe you have a startup business, how have you navigated the journey from the beginning to where it is now? Please share your experiences with us on 011-883-0702. Your WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. Zanda and Prudence, thank you so much for making time for us. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you, Clement.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming through. Let's start with where the journey began. And let's start with you, Zanda. What inspired you to start Ting tea, and how did the idea come to you?
So morning again, and very excited to be speaking with you and about Ting tea. So we are a mother-daughter founded company, like you said, and where it started was my mother grew up with her grandmother in the Eastern Cape, and they were about maybe a 2-3 hour drive from the nearest doctor or even hospital. So it really just wasn't an option to rely on that growing up. They had to rely on everything around them, which was largely herbs. So my grandmother healed my mom, and I think kind of any ailment she had with herbs. And my mom brought myself and my sisters up exactly the same way. And whatever it was, a stomach ache, a headache, anything it was, she would mix up a couple of herbs and make us a fresh tea that we would then drink. And it honestly did work. And I think I was the daughter that, I guess, internalized that passion and I guess made it a business. So we started with just kind of doing some research. My mom's knowledge of herbs is very medicinal, and a lot of my interests were more wellness oriented, like anxiety, calming your anxiety, or helping with your skin, or even with detoxifying your body. And I guess I used the knowledge I had from her, and we created the business. And 5 years later, this is where we are now. So yeah, that's where it started.
And for you, Prudence, Kitchen Wrap, how did it start? What was the spark that led you to start this company?
So I first discovered the concept of kitchen wrapping online and was immediately fascinated by how it could transform spaces so quickly, without a mess, no noise, or the cost of traditional renovations for that matter. So when I looked for companies offering the service in South Africa, I couldn't find anyone doing it, at least not visibly. And that sparked something in me. And then I started doing research. I researched everything I could about the technique, experimenting different materials and methods, and adapting them specifically to interior surfaces. So what began as a curiosity soon turned into passion for creating beautiful, functional spaces in a simpler, more affordable way. I wrapped my first kitchen in April of 2021. And then 6 months later, I officially registered the Kitchen Wrap company.
Do you think it's become popular now? Because many people may not be familiar with kitchen wrapping. And as you say, you started with curiosity and then you thought, this is it, I'm going for this. Do you think that a lot more people these days understand what that is all about and they're exploring that?
And not quite. There's still a lot of people who who don't know what kitchen wrapping is, a lot of people think that we are actually remodeling kitchens, especially when looking at our social media, looking at transformations. But it is becoming a quick and affordable way to give your kitchen a brand new look without the hassle. So, and the best part is that it's done within a day or two, and there's no dust, no noise. So you can continue with your work basically while we work on your home. You don't have to pick up your kitchen or stop using it. We work around your life. So whether you are sort of like getting your home ready to sell, or you are refreshing a rental property, or simply want a beautiful kitchen without breaking the bank, then wrapping is a smart, simple solution that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Zanda, how has the journey been? And we'll talk more about the products, themselves. But how has the journey been from start to where you are now, as entrepreneurs? I mean, you working with your mom. Has it been an easy one? Because often entrepreneurs tell stories of the difficulty in the beginning. You need a lot of resilience. Yes, Zanda?
Hi, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Awesome. So, yeah, it has not been an easy one at all. But having my mom and co-founder by my side is such a blessing, because we work very well together, and we operate in opposite ends of the business. I'm more so leading when it comes to marketing, the brand innovation, new formulas and all of that. And she's very operational. She's got an incredibly amazing operational mind. So the two working together has been, really incredible. Of course, we face challenges. We are female entrepreneurs of color, of youth in the wellness space. That's not necessarily, there's not many businesses, with people like us leading them that are bearing great fruits in the industry. So there's obviously hurdles. There's obviously a lot of doors to break down, but it's so rewarding, and seeing the reception to brands like ours and how well they are received by the public. It's really pushed us to grow more. It's pushed us to do better, and we keep our customers at our core. So no matter what challenge we have or what hurdle we're going through, we always know that as long as we're serving our customer and doing our best to make them happy, anything makes it worth it. And we've got an incredible online community. It's so rewarding.
Yeah. And what about the sourcing process? Do you guys work directly with local farmers? And how important then is that relationship for you guys?
Yes, yeah, we work with a couple of local farmers across South Africa. There's the Eastern Cape, there's Gauteng, there's Limpopo, which is very famously known for its moringa, and so it's not necessarily easy. I think the landscape in South Africa hasn't matured to a point where it can meet demands and capacity. So very often we find ourselves maybe lacking stock, or just not having enough of certain materials. And that in its own is a challenge for a growing business like ours, because, you always want to make sure that you have the products in order to meet the demand. But sourcing locally doesn't always allow that. Definitely it's a challenge, but we do try work very closely with the farmers that we supply from, so that they know in advance how much we need, when we're going to need it by. And as we're growing, we're also learning how to implement these systems of tracking and understanding that at this level of stock, this is when you need to kind of trigger a supplier to an order to the supplier, not wait until it's done. So There's been quite a bit of learning from our side to also understand how to navigate the local landscape. But at the same time, we do have incredible support from our farmers, and we do prefer it that way. We love to source local.
Yeah. Prudence, starting a business, is never easy. So a similar question to you. What would you say were some of the early struggles that you faced, and how did you overcome that at Kitchen Wrap?
Honestly, in the beginning, I didn't even think of the challenges. My focus was simply to push myself and keep going. Um, I didn't have savings to fall back on. I didn't even have a car. I used public taxis to get to clients. I mean, I remember when I had my first employee, we would travel together with all our tools and materials in a taxi, just to get the job done. Looking back now, those were tough circumstances, but I didn't see them that way at the time. They were just part of the journey. And what kept me moving was determination and faith. God has been really amazing in opening doors that I never imagined possible, actually. And every small step, no matter how hard, taught me resilience and resourcefulness, which still shape how I run my business today. It's a reminder that you don't have to have it all figured out or have everything you think you need before you start. You just need to start, and everything sort of like falls into place, just as long as you start.
How do you balance creativity and practicality, though? Especially when clients have these unique or challenging requests, because sometimes we want something that we really see in our vision or something we've dreamt of, but is it even practical? Can that even be done? How do you balance those and the demands of the client?
Okay, so Okay, so one of the biggest advantages of rapping is that it is incredibly flexible, right? And that's exactly how we keep up with trends. And because the film itself, the rapping film, can be removed and rewrapped, you are never locked into one style forever. So if bold colors are in this year and soft neutrals are trending the next year, you can sort of update your space without major renovation. And that flexibility means that our clients don't have to commit to one look for the next 10 to 15 years, like they would with traditional renovations. Instead, they can refresh and modernize their space as the trends evolve, or even as their own taste changes. So we also stay in touch with what's popular by paying attention to colors and finishes that clients are asking for, and working closely with our suppliers to make sure that we're offering new textures and designs. But at the heart of it, the material itself keeps us current, because design trends will always change, and rapping makes it easy and affordable to change them.
No, that's interesting, because this is a design industry that is constantly evolving. So it's good to hear some of the ways that you stay up to date with the trends and the materials. We're taking your calls on 011-883-0702. You're welcome to also send us your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702. I'm hosting Founders of Startup Businesses this morning on our Across the Desk feature. We have to document these entrepreneurial stories, the entrepreneurial journeys, because there are many people out there who are starting their businesses, and some of them are facing challenges that other business people have faced before. And when someone shares with you perhaps tips on how they've managed to navigate some of the challenges, that gives you hope. That also gives you some options on how you can navigate certain things. So I've got Zanda Isaacs, who's a co-founder of Ting Tea, and Prudence Mabaso, who's the founder of Kitchen Wrap Company. And maybe you've interacted with their brands. Did you find out about Ting Tea? How did you find it? Have you checked out Kitchen Wrap Company? Yeah, maybe they've provided a service to you. Share your experiences with us. But I do want to know if you have started your own business. If you have probably right now, your business is no longer small, but it started somewhere with some challenges, or maybe it was a smooth ride for you. Call us on 011-883-0702 to share your experiences. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. It's 23 minutes after 10.
Across the Desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
It's 25 minutes after 10 o'clock on our Across the Desk feature this morning. We are speaking to Zanda Isaacs, the co-founder of Ting Tea. We also have Prudence Mabaso, who is the founder of Kitchen Wrap Company. They started these businesses, and we're just finding out more about their entrepreneurial journey. And I want you to share your experiences as well. As perhaps a founder of a business, how did that journey begin for you, and where is it now? You can do so by calling us on 011-883-0702 or by sending us a WhatsApp on 072-702-1702. Zanda, I'm interested in consumer behavior here in South Africa. Do you think that's shifted towards sort of like wellness and sustainability? And how has Ting Tea adapted to that?
Oh, 100% for sure. I think it's such an exciting time for South African wellness businesses because honestly, not just South Africans, but I think generations, like you find stats even say that the millennials and the Gen Zs are looking after their health and care about their health a lot more than other generations. These are the first generations that are lower in alcohol consumption, lower in tobacco consumption, and higher in actually taking care of their bodies. So it's honestly it's a global shift that's moving towards wellness, and our business started in 2020, but we really saw it take off quite a bit in 2021 during COVID. I think a lot of people were looking for alternative wellness solutions. There was a lot of fear in the world and in South Africa as well. And we started to see our sales skyrocket from there on. And since then, as much of a tragedy it was globally, it really did propel, I think, the wellness industry into new spaces, and it made wellness very important one, but also very accessible. Before, wellness just felt like something that was a bit bougie and not for everyone. Now everyone feels like they want to be healthier. And so that shift globally has definitely helped, also in South Africa. And how we try and keep up is for us, wellness is it's actually, we are a wellness company. So our teas are not just teas. And I think that's the most important thing about how we sell them. When someone grabs our peppermint tea from a shelf, it's not because they love the taste of peppermint tea. It's because we tell them that this peppermint tea will help ease your bloating. It will help your digestion. It can even freshen your breath. So all of our teas are wellness driven. They're benefits oriented. And I think that methodology of ours is what has helped us stand out in this market, at least, because a lot of the other teas are more so just tea driven. And another thing that we do is we entrench ourselves quite a lot in the wellness community. We often are at yoga events, wellness events. We do wellness days at companies. Last week we were at a bar event where we do tea tastings and kind of educate people on the wellness benefits of tea. In South Africa, at least, I think tea for a lot of people is still like, it's a sweet tea with sugar and milk, and you eat it with your scones, and it's not necessarily something that we think of as wellness. So we do attend these events just to teach people about the other benefits of tea, other ways of drinking tea, and how you can drink tea to actually heal your body. And yeah, I think just those few things that we've been doing have helped a lot and have really entrenched us into the community as a brand.
Yeah. And Prudence, for you, do you rely a lot of word of mouth, or you've got ways, because I suppose social media plays also a big role in marketing today, right? So have you used like the sort of digital platforms to build your community and customer base?
Okay, so we have a very large community on social media. A lot of people find us through Instagram, Facebook, and we are relying a lot on word of mouth as well. Most of our business comes from word of mouth. And customer reviews as well play a huge role in our business. In fact, most of our projects today come from people who are referred by someone we've worked with before. because wrapping is still fairly new. It's a fairly new concept for many people. So hearing someone else's positive experience gives those people, the confidence to try it too. We also know that renovations happen in very personal spaces, people's homes. So trust is everything. A happy client telling their friends, family, or neighbors about how smooth the process was or how much they love their kitchen carries far more weight than any advert ever could. That's why we always go the extra mile to deliver what our clients expect. And when someone is genuinely impressed with both the quality of our work and the experience, they naturally talk about it. And that has been one of our most powerful ways we've built our reputation and grown the business.
Yeah. All right. It's 10:30. Let's get
Across the Desk
with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
It's 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. We are hosting founders of startup companies on our Across the Desk feature this morning. Zanda Isaacs, co-founder of Ting Tea, and Prudence Mabaso, who is the founder of Kitchen Wrap Company. Ting Tea, a mother-daughter tea brand rooted in indigenous herbal knowledge, wellness, and ethically sourced blends. And of course, Kitchen Wrap, it's this company that's dedicated to revamping kitchens and other spaces through stylish, durable wrapping and DIY transformations. And I've been asking you to share your own journeys, or also if you've got some questions for Zanda or Prudence, you can bring them on. I've got some of the messages that have come through that I'll read in a moment, but let's start with your WhatsApp voice notes that have come on 072 702 1702.
Hello, 702. I started my business 15 years ago. I had a backpack. I'm a plumber. I had a backpack. In there was a spatula and a butter knife, of all things, and to take taxis everywhere. I then got a Golf. I now have 3 vans, and sometimes it even feels like that's too little. I have 6 permanent employees. From nothing to something. Hard work and integrity and honesty. Yeah.
Well done, brother.
Yeah. And hopefully next year I'll start a new venture. Sweet.
Good morning, Clement and 702 listeners. My name is Pumla Rangera. I'm also running my own business. There's a wine business and an accounting firm. I'm so inspired by the lady's story. Running a business is not easy. I've been running my businesses for 5 years now, and I tell you, every day is every day. It's a journey. It's challenging, but we keep on keeping on. All the best, ladies, and well done for what you've been doing, creating employment, and keep on keeping on. It gets better every day. Bye.
Thank you so much, and all the best with your wine company as well. Katlego, you're calling us from Johannesburg. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement, and good morning, students, and Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So I'm Katlego. I think Prudence knows me very well because I'm one of the ladies that trained with her at the Kitchen Wrap Company. I just wanted to call just to say that, I just want to give a testament of just working with Prudence. I had never known about about wrapping. I just came across it on Instagram. I personally used to have a business in painting and tiling. I used to do renovations. Then when I came across this, the Kitchen Wrap Company, I thought this was something interesting for me to try out. And just Prudence was just so open to training beyond what she offered, and I keep in contact with her. She's still a mentor. I can still call her and just for her to share ideas. She still gives advice. So she's really, really awesome. I'm just really proud of how far the Kitchen Wrap Company has gone, and I'm just so proud to be affiliated with the brand and just be a trainee.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Katlego, for calling us in Johannesburg. And maybe to follow up on that, Prudence, what's the staff complement? Because that's a question that's also come through from one of our listeners who wants to know, how many do you actually have employees? Do you contract workers? How does it work at Kitchen Wrap?
Okay, so I have 7 full-time employees at the moment, and I also work with independent installers that have that we've trained. So it just depends on how much work comes through. So I still use the students or the trainees that I've trained to do some of our work. So I share my work with my network. Yeah.
Okay, I see. And then for you, Zanda, you and your mom, what's the staff complement looking like?
So we are a team of 9. Outside of my mom and myself, we also have 7 full-time employees. And then just the small, we do track our kind of impact with the small farmers we work with. So if they add employment due to our orders, that just becomes something that we track as impact beyond who we employ internally.
Okay. There's also a question here about doing everything. Tsepo is asking on Twitter that, Clement, please can you ask the ladies, we often hear that when you start a company, you all have to do everything in the beginning, which is one of the reasons why I still haven't really been brave enough to start my own. Can you ask them if that was their experience? Prudence, let's start with you. Did you find as soon as you started Kitchen Rap that, you know, you had to just do everything, do the marketing, be part of the rapping, you know, you are like everything in this one company before you got other people?
Yeah, that's how it starts. Hey, and when I realized that I'm suffocating, that's when I started adding my stuff like bit by bit. I'm still doing a bit of everything, but it's not like in the beginning. But I made sure that I create departments within my business, even though I don't have necessarily like the people that are going to head those departments. But I have a marketing department. I have a head of installation. I have a customer service department. So it's important to create those departments and actually create deliverables, for each of the departments, even if you are the head of those departments, just to ensure that you,
I see.
Yes.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you still create those divisions, those departments, but
Yes.
you just so that you're able to track the deliverables and you know that stuff is being done, even though you are the head of those departments.
Yes.
I see. And then, Zanda, for you in the beginning, like who was responsible for what? How did you share responsibilities with your mom?
So in the beginning, it was just myself. My mom was still working full time, and it was just me as well. And honestly, I as much as it's difficult, I think it's necessary. If you are an entrepreneur, you need to know your business back to front. You need to know how operations work, how many things, like no one must be able to fool you in your team. So as much as it's a lot of work, I think it's important if you do want to take business seriously to know all aspects of your business. And then as you grow, you bring in people who just alleviate the pressure, just like what Prudence said. They're not coming to run your business for you. You'll always be in charge of your business, and no one will care about your business as much as you do. So you'll always be the one who's still double checking the work, still checking quality control, still making sure things are running as planned and on schedule. But with the staff components, I think it alleviates a lot of the pressure. You're not necessarily actioning everything. You are just now checking and just making sure at the end of the line.
Okay. What have been your guys' greatest success, or maybe say achievement, whatever you want to call it, and what has been your greatest challenge? So in other words, what's that one thing that's made you just want to keep on going because it reminded you why you're doing this job? And what's that one thing that nearly got you to just quit but you didn't, because here you are? Prudence?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my proudest moment, has just been realizing how far we've come from those early days of carrying tools in taxis and figuring things out step by step. And today we're just transforming kitchens. We're creating jobs. We're empowering people with skills and even helping other people, become entrepreneurs in the industry. So that impact means more to me than anything. And then this year has also been just a highlight for me. I'm part of the Nedbank Pitch and Polish competition, and I made it to the semifinals, so that is
well done.
like another highlight, because it's one of the biggest pitching competitions in the country. And just being a part of it reminds me that what started as a small idea has grown into something that's making a real difference and being noticed on bigger platforms. So, please watch Nedbank Pitch and Polish every Tuesday at 7 on YouTube to follow my journey. But honestly, nothing compares to the joy of seeing happy clients who can't believe how much their space has changed. All those moments combined remind me that this is bigger than a business. It's a purpose.
Yeah. And for you, Zanda?
For me, I'll start with the biggest wins as well. Firstly, I'd say our international exposure this year has just incredibly, just jumped. We're working on exports now. We've been to China, spent 3 weeks in Germany, and just learning about the markets there and understanding how we can best serve them has been so interesting. And we're getting a lot of great support that's going to help us and enable us to be bigger, not just in South Africa, but internationally as well. Another one, I'd say Take a Lot. Shout out to Take a Lot. We recently joined them as, just a seller, and it's been an amazing journey. Like, we couldn't believe how much impact one platform could have for our business. And these two things, the international kind of exposure, as well as Take a Lot and all the support they offer, honestly, small businesses, I just want to say a big shout out to Take a Lot, because they do support small businesses quite a lot. And through other programs we've been a part of, like the SAB Tolowana for Tola program, they partners with Take a Lot, and the support we have received as a small business has enabled us to create so many jobs. Last year we had 2 jobs, 2 employees, and this year it's 7. So just that jump for us has been incredible, and largely owed to Take a Lot, as well as our international exposure. And then challenge-wise, I'd say, I think it's what I spoke to earlier. It's the local, keeping up with other tea brands that are a lot more, I guess, they have a lot more to pull from. The big guys are, getting to the same price points as them, competing at the same level as them for market share is a challenge, especially with us not having maybe the up to standard machinery that other businesses would have. But I think we're getting there slowly but surely, and it's a journey, like everyone says. So we're very optimistic.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys mentioned all the other brands that have also supported you, because one of the questions I got was to ask you about your experience in as far as support from whether banks or other organization has been for your businesses. And Prudence, in the beginning when you started, in terms of just raising capital, like what was your approach? Did you have some money saved up? Did you go to a bank? What kind of support structure did you have in as far as just raising capital is concerned, and putting up the structures that would then lead to the formation of this company?
Yeah, my business has grown organically from the start. I think I mentioned before that I didn't have any savings. When I started, I literally started with 3,000 Rand. I just got basic tools that I needed to start. And I started advertising on Facebook, actually. And I got my first client from there who paid a deposit. And that was, that was the beginning of everything. Because after that client, then, the rest is history. I kept getting business like that because I would use the client's money to acquire the materials that I need for the project. And then I would get paid the balance of the project, and that would be my profit. So I reinvested in the business until it grew. We started with 3,000 Rand 4 years ago, and we are doing 6 million a year now.
Wow. Oh, wow. Jeez. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. Zanda, and the support for you, like how it started, capital, how did it work for you?
A very similar story to Prudence, but my 3,000 Rand came from my mom. I was still quite young then, fresh out of high school, and I told her, listen, I've got this idea. I think we can make it happen. I just need 3,000 Rand to get some startup stock, get the packaging, and let's see what happens. And I had to design everything myself because it was still, there wasn't much to put in. So I designed the websites, I designed the packaging, and we started the online store. We've had incredible support from partners. We have been supported by the SAB Tolowana program. We are supported by Absa Bank currently, the GIDZ. I think those would be probably the most instrumental to our journey. But I think just generally the support we've received from stakeholders is really great. And I do really, I want to tell small business owners that it's really difficult to do it on your own. And reaching out to these people really helps, and these funding institutions. And sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes they take a lot of time to respond, but you just have to be persistent, because that's what we've done. We didn't just take the first no or the first ignored email and let it go. We've chased, we've gone to the offices, we've knocked on doors, we've done everything. And when you do show that amount of kind of faith in your own business, these kind of external organizations are very, very keen to support, because they see how much you're willing to do for your business. And without a lot of them, I think we wouldn't be where we are. So I'm very grateful for them.
I've got a question here for you, in fact, Zanda. Luke in Pretoria is asking on the WhatsApp line, hi, Clement. Please can you ask Zanda, do they do wholesales on their teas? Do they have product training for wholesale?
Great question, and thank you for the question. Yes, we do. We actually recently just launched our distributor network program, where if you are looking to become a reseller of our teas, you get a whole lot of support. You get an initial box, you get advice from our sales staff, and they would basically walk the journey with you. So if you are interested, you can send us an email. It's info@tingtangtea.com, and we'll get back to you in a couple of hours.
So info@tingtangtea did you say .com?
Yeah.
.com. Oh,
exactly.
Right,
yes. And if it's easier, we are on social media as well. So you could contact
social
us
media,
there.
you just check out Ting Tang Tea.
Exactly. At Ting Tang Tea across all platforms.
Okay, perfect. And then Prudence, for you, how do people get a hold of you guys at Kitchen Wrap?
Hello at thekitchenwrapco.co.za. On WhatsApp, it's 060-479-2724.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick ad break. When we come back, I'm going to wrap up with a few more questions coming from our listeners on 072-702-1702. It's going up to 5 minutes before 11.
Cross the desk
With Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
All right, 4 minutes before 11 o'clock. We're just about to wrap up our conversation with Zanda and Prudence, who have been sharing their incredible journeys towards the start of their companies, but also where their businesses are at now. There's a question here about your own experiences as female entrepreneurs, businesswomen. How is your experience compared to your male counterparts? It's a question that came from Zandi, who says, have you ever felt that you are treated differently in that space? What's been your experience when you compare to your male counterparts? Let's start with you, Zanda.
So, great question. I think from our side, honestly, gender-wise, we haven't really had issues or treated unfairly at all. I think for us, maybe the bigger issues are more so to the factor of us being a small business, and not at the scale of our competitors. But what I can say is that, at least in South Africa right now, it's an incredible time to be a entrepreneur who is female. There's so much support that companies, organizations, government agencies are mandated to give South African female entrepreneurs just to raise the bar for them and just to, give us some equity in the entrepreneurship landscape. So for that factor alone, I would say this is the best time for a female to become an entrepreneur in South Africa, because the support is really immense. And if you do chase it, you can feel it.
Yeah. Prudence, for you?
Yeah, it's quite, it's a little bit different for me. So, being a woman actually worked in my favor, right? Especially with our individual and residential clients. Most of them choose us because the company is woman owned. They feel more comfortable having a woman leading a project in their home, and they often trust that we'll pay close attention to detail and bring a different level of care to the work. Where it's been more challenging is the corporate and commercial side. That space is still very male dominated, and breaking through has been tougher. We sometimes actually always have to work twice as hard, to be taken seriously or just to get the foot in the door. Even today, winning large commercial projects is one of the areas that we're still actively working on. And we hope this will change as we continue to show up with excellence, and as we continue to demonstrate that being a woman isn't a limitation in this industry. In fact, it's a strength. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just lastly, before you guys go, what's your advice for some people listening to us this morning who want to start a business, who want to start that company, who've got that idea, but they're scared? Because often the stories we hear from entrepreneurs is, you have to have a thick skin, you need to be resilient because it's such a tough road. What would be that one advice for someone listening who's got an idea, who wants to start, but they're scared? Zanda?
My first piece of advice would be find a gap in the market. I think just starting a business without the research and the knowledge of what it takes in that market is not the best idea. So firstly, do the research, take your time, understand the market, find the gap. If you're selling a product, for example, like us, tea, there's so many tea brands, but what makes us different? We're benefits driven. We don't just sell tea, we sell the wellness benefits of each and every single tea that we sell. So it's not about having this amazing, incredible new innovation. It's just finding a gap in how to tell the story. And another, I think, just segueing off the story is the story matters, your why matters, and it has to resonate with, firstly, you. It has to be natural to you. And that passion and that ease that you have with your business will resonate with other people. And then lastly, it is that tenacity. Just don't give up. If you believe in your idea and you really feel that this is something that is going to serve the world and make an impact, then never let anyone tell you no. Don't stop until you find that little gap and chase it through fully.
And Prudence, your quick advice?
My message is simple and quick. You just start. Don't wait for everything to be perfect, because it'll never be perfect. So when I started, like I said, I had nothing, no guarantees, but I had a vision and determination to make it work. So every step you take builds momentum. And before you know it, you look back and be amazed at how far you've come. And a business is a roller coaster. There'll always be ups and downs, but the key is to look beyond the challenges and just keep your eyes on the bigger picture.
Yeah,
so
like
perfect
Nike,
conditions don't exist. Start where you are
Nike,
with what you have.
Like Nike said, just do it. Thank you so much, ladies. What an inspirational conversation. I'm truly inspired by you guys and the work that you've done. Zanda Isaacs, co-founder of Ting Tea, Prudence Mabaso, founder of Kitchen Wrap Company. Thank you for making time for us, and all the best with your businesses. And please go check out their companies and support them. It's 11:11.